Hey, this is Pastor Dan. I'm coming to you this week from the Indiana-Kentucky Synod office here in Indianapolis. This week, our Bible story is from St. John's Gospel, and we hear about a group of people who wanted to see Jesus. So they go to Philip and they say, "We want to see Jesus." And so Philip, one of Jesus' first disciples, went to Andrew, another one of Jesus' first disciples, and they went to Jesus and they said, "Jesus, there is this group of people who want to see you." And so Jesus began to talk to them. He began to teach them. And Jesus said, when a seed is planted, it has to die so that a new plant can grow, and that new plant will produce or make many new seeds. Now, the reason that Jesus said this is he wanted them to know that the time for God's promise to come true was now. Well, what did that mean? Jesus wanted them to know that Jesus would die, but because of God's love, he would not stay dead, but because of God's love, he would rise from the dead and he would be alive again. He said that many people would serve him and follow him. And how would they do that? Jesus said all they had to do was follow him, and that he would teach them how to help and care for others. Well, after he said this, there was this voice from heaven, and the voice said, "It's time for me to keep my promise." But the people who heard it thought that it was thunder. But it wasn't thunder. It was God's voice. It was God saying, "It's time for me to keep my promise. It's time to follow Jesus." Well, you and I know that Jesus did die on the cross, and because of God's love, he rose from the dead. He became alive again. And we know that we are called to follow Jesus. How do we do that? Well, we do it the same way as Jesus said to his first disciples and to that crowd who heard him that day. We serve Jesus and we follow Jesus by helping and caring for others. How do we help and care for others? Well, maybe we pick up our toys without being asked. Or maybe we help a brother or a sister with their homework. Or maybe we call someone who's lonely, or maybe make a card for them. Maybe we're just a friend to someone who needs a friend. There are so many different ways that we can help and care for others. Maybe what we need to do is pray to Jesus and ask him to help us find ways that we might help and care for others who are in our life and in our world and in our school and in our neighborhood. Maybe we talk with our family and they can think of ways that we can help and care for others. The thing to remember is that Jesus says to every one of us, no matter how old we are, "Follow me."